spend day 6 of my Tunisia holiday with me. Welcome to day 26 of Vlogoween, where I am posting regular vlogs in the lead up to Halloween. Think Vlogmas but Halloween edition. So I'm on my balcony today. Today is our last full day in Tunisia. So I don't have a huge amount planned today. We're going to go into Mahdia town. There's like a big market on a Friday. So we're hopefully going to do a little bit of souvenir shopping, have a little bit of a wander. The weather is a lot milder today. It's a lot windier, which I think will be actually a lot nicer when we're walking around Mahdia. When we went on Sunday or whenever we went earlier this week, it was so blazingly hot that it was actually like quite uncomfortable to walk around because there was just no shade anywhere. So we're hoping that it's going to be a little bit more chilled and we'll be able to kind of get some souvenirs, do a little bit of shopping and just have like a bit of a nicer wander around. Also, hello, if you don't know me, my name is Rajan, aka Not Half Bad Crochet, and if you would like to catch the rest of my Vlogoween posts, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a little like and leave me a comment to let me know what you think. I do have a whole playlist dedicated to my Vlogoween posts, so if you need to catch up, you can catch all the videos there. We were meant to go parasailing yesterday and we were basically like on the beach the entire day, but it's really windy. I think there's like a storm in the UK and maybe like other parts in the world that's kind of like the residual wind is like coming this direction. So we got like a notification from EasyJet about Storm Amy, I think it's called. It like might affect some of our flights and stuff. Hopefully it passes and hopefully the wind here isn't going to be too bad. But yeah, we saw the guy who does the parasailing this morning who like just kind of is on the beach, and he said that hopefully like just after lunchtime it should be good enough weather for parasailing. So we're probably only going to spend like maybe a couple hours in Mahdia, do a little bit of shopping, do a little bit of sightseeing, and then we'll come back and hopefully we'll be able to do parasailing. If not, he said he'll just give us our money back. But yeah, that's kind of all we've got planned today. We do have a very early flight tomorrow, so we're probably going to do some packing later this evening as well. Yeah, we're going to keep it nice and chilled, and yeah, let's hang out for the day. Also, let me turn the camera around so you can see my current view, because this is the view from our balcony and it is so nice. Our hotel is literally on the ocean, like on the beachfront, like takes 2 minutes to walk down to the sea, and it has been so beautiful. Like the ocean here, the water here is so blue and so clear. I personally never been to anywhere where the water has been so blue. So yeah, it's been really beautiful. I love being near the ocean. Like something for me is I find it really like, I don't know, I find it really cathartic and calming. So yeah, I really enjoy being close to the sea. So let me turn the camera around and you can see my view. So this is the view from our balcony. It looks so nice. There's like a little play area there as well. We went to go on those swings yesterday when it was a little bit windy. But yeah, you can see the ocean right from our room. It is so beautiful. But yeah, you can kind of see how windy it is today. It's not as bad today as it was yesterday. So I don't know about parasailing, but the guy seems pretty confident that we'll be able to do it this afternoon. So yeah, let's go hang out. friends, coming to you upon bed again. My partner's just in the bathroom and showering stuff, so I thought I'd do my little debrief for the day. We had such a great day. So we were initially just planning on going into Mahdia. So on a Friday there's like a market on, which we did know about, and I kind of had a Google beforehand and had a look at like the wares of what they were selling, and like it looked okay. It was more just kind of to explore the area and to have a look around. I wasn't like, oh, we'll definitely buy stuff from the market, but it looked okay, it looked good, and we were kind of like, let's get out, let's explore, and just have like, you know, a final full day getting out and exploring Mahdia. And then yeah, so we got a taxi from our hotel to the Medina, but the taxi driver on the way was like, oh, I have like a proposition, well, not in like a weird way, but he was like, oh, I have like a, you know, a suggestion. I can basically like drive you around Mahdia, show you like, there's like an old cemetery, there's like this old fort, there's these like an old mosque, there's like an old town and a new town. He was like, there is the market on, but he was like, it's not the best. So he was like, I can take you down like where there's like traditional shops and stuff. I'll show you this like little cat park. I'll take you to somewhere that does really delicious food, and then I'll drive you back to your hotel. And he gave us like a set price. I think it worked out like maybe 20 quid each or something like that. And he was like, it will take like a few hours, maybe 3 hours. And we were like, yeah, like, because that's kind of what we wanted to do when we first arrived, but there wasn't really anywhere like that was doing tours of Mahdia or anywhere of this area. Because when we went in on I think the first full day that we were here, we were just kind of like wandering around, and obviously like we didn't really know like what all this stuff was, like, you know, the history and stuff like that. So we, as much as we could Google it and we could try and find out, there wasn't really a lot of information. It was quite hard to find. So the fact that we basically found somebody who was like, yeah, I know like I know the entire history. So yeah, he just took us around like the entirety of Mahdia, and we were like, well, we never would have walked here, like we never would have gone to this place, we never would have found this, we never would have like explored this area, because we just assumed like the place that we went to was like basically all of Mahdia, you know. So yeah, we went everywhere. Like there was this really old cemetery that we went to. He was telling us like all the history of like old town and new town, the history of like Spain colonizing Mahdia, and like the person who essentially founded Mahdia, because it was initially like the city of the capital of Tunisia, before Tunisia was, you know, Tunisia. And then yeah, the Spain colonized Mahdia, and then they like kind of fought back, and then France eventually colonized Mahdia, which is why so many people speak French in here, in Tunisia in general. And yeah, it was just really interesting. We learned a lot, and like he was very knowledgeable, considering he's not like a tour guide, and he was just like a taxi driver who happened to, you know, just know all of this information. We were really impressed, and like he was really lovely, really friendly, like, you know, cracking jokes and stuff, and very, very knowledgeable. And like it was just a great like impromptu tour. He also was really sweet and like took a bunch of pictures for us and stuff, like took loads of pictures on my phone, loads of pictures that he was just like, yeah, like give me your phone, give me your camera sort of thing. So yeah, he was really nice. And then once we'd done, he basically took us to this like kind of cafe restaurant type place, where he was like, they do really good fresh food, they're really nice, and they're like very affordable. So we just got some lunch. I got like a little Caesar salad, my partner got I don't actually know what he ordered. So I think he was initially meant to order like a baguette or something, but he ended up getting like these like fresh prawns with some rice and stuff, and then he got like a little coffee afterwards. I got a really delicious Snickers milkshake, which was really good. And then he drove us back to our hotel, but he kind of like took us like not the long way, but he took us a way that went through like the kind of residential area. And he was like, yeah, like I live down that road, and like I live with my wife and my daughter and my parents and and like his brother and stuff. It was just really nice. Like it was one of those things I was like, oh, that was so lucky that we kind of like went in his car, because as well, when we arrived, he kind of showed us the main market, and where we obviously would have gone, where we were like intending to go and intending to explore. And I was like, we would have been like, it would have been nice, but we wouldn't have been like particularly impressed by the actual market itself, or like we wouldn't have been like, oh, let's buy something, or we wouldn't have found anything that we wanted and stuff like that, just because I feel like the market was more for like locals, you know. It was a lot of like kitchenware and homeware and body care products and stuff like that. Like it was more like just for locals to kind of stock up and stuff. So yeah, I think if we went, like, we would have enjoyed it and we would have explored and stuff, but I don't think we would have bought anything. I'm really glad that we ended up kind of stumbling into his taxi of all taxis, and he ended up doing this little tour for us. He was really nice. I'll try and put his information in the description box, so if anyone is ever in the area. He said he does like tours for other places in Tunisia, like he's got like a lot of knowledge of Tunisia's history, and since he's a taxi driver, he'll just drive everywhere basically. So if you're ever in Tunisia and you're looking for somebody to, you know, drive you around, give you a tour, a little bit of history and stuff of like wherever in Tunisia basically, he said he does like all over, then yeah, hit him up. He was really sweet. He spoke really like very fluent English. He said he spoke like 5 different languages as well, so even if you're not English and you don't speak fluent English, maybe check out his, like, give him a text or WhatsApp him or whatever, because he might speak your language as well, which is so crazy. But yeah, he was really nice. So after that we went back to the hotel. It was probably about 3 o'clock to half 3 by the time we got back, and we were hoping to do parasailing, but it was just far too windy. You can probably see on the video footage from today, it was just really really windy. So the guy luckily was like, oh, I'm gonna go back, but he gave our cash to one of the security members of like the beach for like our hotel, so we managed to get our money back, which was good. And then yeah, we just kind of had like our final time at the beach, final time at the pool. I did so much swimming. It was quite chilly towards the time of day like that we went swimming. I think it was probably closer to like 4 or 5. Sun was setting and it was also really windy, so yeah, it got a little bit chilly when I was swimming in the pool, because obviously like there was no sunshine, it was super windy. So I stayed in the pool as long as I physically could, because like I said, I love being in bodies of water. I fucking love swimming. Initially we went down to the beach just to like take some pictures and say goodbye to the ocean, and then afterwards we went to the pool and stuff. But yeah, after that we just got showered and stuff, and then went down to dinner, had our last dinner of the holiday, which was kind of underwhelming, I can't lie. It was fine. It was just the same stuff really, let's be real. And then we went to exchange our money back to, we tried to exchange our, because Tunisia is a like the Tunisian dinar is a closed currency, and so you can't take it back with you, and so we were initially going to try and convert it back to pounds, like GBP, but we couldn't. So then we managed to convert it back to euros, because you can use euros at the airport, but for some reason you can't use dinar in like past like the arrivals hall. You have to use euros, which I find a little bit odd, considering as well it's a closed currency. You'd think like, oh yeah, loads of people want to spend their dinar at the airport, but like you're not allowed. So yeah, luckily we managed to change it back to euros so we can spend it at the airport tomorrow, because we'll need to get food and stuff. We just did some packing. I think my partner's got a little bit of packing left to do, but yeah, last day done and dusted. I've had a really nice day. I think like me and my partner were both saying like we're really glad that we kind of had a full day kind of exploring, because like we never would have explored the areas that we explored with this taxi driver, and we never would have known all of the history that we learned as well. Like he was extremely knowledgeable about like everywhere he took us, and just very nice and very friendly. It was nice. It was a good experience. I'm really glad that we had a day like this, because this was kind of like what we were wanting from some of the days that we were here, because we love learning about like local history and local culture and stuff, and there just wasn't really a lot of that here. I think sometimes we rely on like, you know, a tour guide or like the hotel supplying tours and stuff like that, and it's surprising. I think this is probably the first time I've been to a new place where the hotel hasn't done tours of that specific area, and like, you know, whether it's like a car tour or a boat tour, whatever, like usually I'm used to the hotel providing that, but they don't do it for Mahdia specifically, which we kind of assumed, okay, maybe there's like not that much to explore in Mahdia, but there is, because this guy like took us around for like several hours and showed us everything, told us all this amazing history about the place. And so it's quite surprising that the hotel doesn't really offer that. I've had a really good holiday. It's been really nice. It's definitely been like culturally very different to any holiday that I've kind of had with my partner, so it was like a bit of an adjustment, but like not in a bad way, definitely just in like in a, oh, this is different kind of way. But yeah, we've had a really great time. We've got a little bit of packing left to do, and then we're heading home tomorrow. I'm gonna close out this vlog here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for our final day of my Tunisia holiday. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave me a comment to let me know what you think, and of course if you want to catch the rest of my Vlogoween posts, be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I do have a whole playlist dedicated to my Vlogoween vlogs in case you need to catch up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will hopefully catch you on the next one.